cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. It's time again.
What up, y'all? You tuned in to the 52 Scott Podcast. Welcome to this edition of Black Friday. I'm your host, Slash, and with me I got Comedian 96, K Money, and Freddie G. Together, we the Mind of Men. Don't forget to like and subscribe, plus follow us on Twitter, 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. All right, welcome back to Black Friday. Got a good show lined out for you. I don't want to sound like I'm kind of staying in too much of the same area about our youth, but this one is Race to a Dead End. So a lot of our black youth out here are into a lot of things such as drugs, gun violence, just murder itself, social media. All of these things have a lot to do with a lot of these deaths and dead ends of these teenagers and young black adults these days. So first thing I want to talk about is the drugs and black youth. Now, we were black youth. Mm-hmm. We smoked weed, but I never did no heavy drug.
No Molly.
Never had no desire to do no cocaine and heroin or nothing like that, And even though they say weed is a gateway drug, well, that's as far as I ever went with it. And I mean, I ain't made it to
no other gates.
Yeah, it wasn't no other gates.
Yeah, that was it.
Once
I
got
here.
there, I felt like I'm
good right here.
Yeah, But nowadays, these kids, because of social media and because of what other kids are doing now, you have so many followers because look at what these social medias call you when you get behind somebody.
Keyword social
your
media.
Follower.
Mm-hmm. Keyword social media.
And your followers.
Yeah.
So do something to make these people follow you.
Right.
They're implanting it into the youth's head for them to start living this type of lifestyle, which is why stuff is happening. People do the pill that they know killed somebody 2 weeks ago. They're going by the same pill. And pop the pill, without doubt, and they don't care. Mm-hmm. But our youth, man, it's like I think we got a lot to do with molding them. But again, I don't know where to start with it because you can't talk to them.
Exactly, that's part of the problem. We already know that the respect level is a difference in the youth. So just trying to get through to them is difficult.
Yeah.
I think and others. Another thing, how we say we talking about drugs, but how we say the internet is a drug.
Right.
I think the biggest thing that's going to happen, all these YouTubers, right? Yeah. All these people. This YouTube gonna take me through my life. Yeah. And they'll be on YouTube 5-10 years, no education. They ain't did nothing.
No skill.
Yeah. And say 15 years later, and I don't know, what's his name? The guy over Tesla, he ends up just doing something outrageous and stopping your money flow.
Yeah.
Now you have no education, man. You know how many people are out there?
So guess what that is?
What's that?
A race to a dead end.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're going to a dead end.
That's the biggest race.
But think about this. America is built like that. For every one of us that get up and go to work in the morning, this is where are we going? Besides work every day.
Right.
To pay for whatever you need to pay for your house and all of this stuff. Yeah. How many years you got to go to work to pay for this?
Right.
A race to a dead end.
Race to a dead end.
The financial freedom is the only thing that can kill a race to a dead end. So what we should be teaching our teens is how to increase the money that they make or how to invest money that they make to get out of this situation that they're about to be in. Because it's about to be there, where the money just ain't there. Jobs ain't paying. You see how many people don't go to work now.
So you're saying it's inevitable if you're not financially secure that you definitely going to be headed towards that dead end?
Unless you have what do you call it? A talent that God allows you to use to get there. It's a race to a dead end if you don't have a plan to get, to a better financial state. And that's what they not teaching the kids in school, so they don't know nothing about money.
Exactly.
I can see how the finances play a part in it, but I want to back up for a second when you say a race to a dead end, which is a great topic, by the way, because that's where these kids are headed, to the dead end. But I want to back up when you were speaking about drugs, right? Man, I think that it's always been there. Now, we didn't fall victim to it when we were coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
But we all know somebody
Some
that
era.
was going,
Yeah.
that was, we may have been sticking to maybe 40 ounces in weed.
Yeah.
But we know
Somebody
people
else.
that was going
Other places
That's
to
do other things.
That's right.
We all know somebody
No, you're
that was
right.
doing a little bit more.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
And so I think that the era, they're doing the drug of choice.
Yeah.
They're doing what's popular for
that
them
time.
now.
And not just that, I agree with that, but it's so much more of it
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
that is visible. Even for people our age, we can see the people on the pills.
Yeah.
You know when somebody's on some pills, they
Yeah.
looking like a zombie, and that's what these kids doing. They taking 2 and 3 pills a day. They not eating. They not taking care of their health. They not taking care of their body.
Nothing.
It's a lot of dead end situation just right there alone, And I mean, I wish I knew how to change it or fix it or whatever. But of
it's
course,
too easily accessible.
It's too easy.
Well, you know what? You can't change it. Your heart goes out. You want to.
you want to do
but
whatever
you can't.
can.
You can't change it because it's been here before us.
And it's going
It's
to be.
been here. It's here now, and we're able to see it.
It's planted.
It's going to be here with
we gone.
after us, and it's more than just. Man, come on. True story. This wasn't even a drug.
Yeah.
I used to have a job at the Olive Garden when I was in high school. And there was this white guy, this white boy. He used to go to the back and get high off the whipped cream. The can,
Yeah.
the
aerosol whipped cream. Shoot out.
Some kind of way he figured out how to hit that
And get high from.
to get high.
What the hell?
Yeah.
He was eating the whipped cream.
No, some kind of way that to get
The gas
the
out
gas
of
out of the
that's pushing
can,
it. Yeah.
and that's what he was getting high on.
Wow.
My question is, why would you get in the back with him with whipped cream?
Okay, I can answer that.
Wow.
Okay, let me answer that. I'll tell you why. That's a good one,
I
though.
really love
But I'm going to tell you why, though. Because during that time, my arm was the skinniest, and when we would go in the cage, I could stick my hand through the cage to grab the beers. So I was stealing beers because my arm was the skinniest. So during the time while I was stealing beers, he was in the back getting high. So that's why
I was in the back. Good comeback, boy. He got me. I can't get it, man. I lose every time.
Yeah, man. I tell you, but yeah, the drugs, man. It kind of takes them to a whole nother place, and I think the mentality even changes, even of what they're gonna do the next day. They don't have no motivation to do the right thing, to try to go get no job and make no money because the drugs got them too.
Yeah, and all we can do, first of all, these youth, they're our kids.
Right.
We're responsible.
Right.
Right. As a responsible parent, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, am I doing everything that I can to
make sure.
to instill the right morals and
In my
values
child.
in my child?
That's right.
Now, what your child do with that,
Yeah.
that's no longer on you.
No. It's
Because you actually put the time in
you
to
molded
instill
them
the
to
right
that.
morals
That's
and
right.
values.
Yeah.
What your child chooses to do with it, that ain't on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta plant that seed.
Of course. We all know. Think
Yeah.
think about some of our homeboys when we were coming up.
Right.
Some of our homeboys had parents that didn't give a damn what
At
where they
all.
was,
Right.
what time it was.
That's right.
They didn't instill nothing in them. They just let them run amok.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, you gotta
They out
put it
there.
in.
Yeah, they definitely out there, you know. And now I kind of that's both male and female that can get caught up into the drugs on a dead end. But let's just look at the single mothers and the dead ends that they run into. So they don't decide to have a child, number one. You know, and not saying that most people do, because we know for a fact that most people aren't thought of to be, okay, I'm going to have a baby.
Oh, you're saying that
planning
these
for
are
'em.
accidental pregnancies.
Right. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's been going on for a long time. So I'm not going to say that these are planned parenthoods that's going on, because it's not, you know. But they have these children at these young ages, and it makes it harder for them to be able to get on the right track in order to be able to take care of them and the child, as opposed to struggling every now and then because you weren't prepared before you had this accidental child, basically.
Now I would want to know the mind state of mom.
Right.
Meaning if she had this child, it was an accidental child, but is she out there? Is she in them streets? Is she
Right.
popping pills?
What type of person is
What
she?
type of
Yeah.
yeah. Because you know you want to know what kind of mom
What
you
kind of right? And see, again, if she is that type of mom that's popping the pills and out, then where is the child headed? To a dead end.
To a dead end.
I mean, think about it. The kids that are, we would talk about the youngsters that are, you know, living that life.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So, you know, sex
All
kind
of
of
that.
fall hands in
Yeah.
hand with drugs.
It surely does.
So that's why they're getting pregnant.
That's
at
why
an
they're
early
getting
age.
pregnant at an early age.
Yeah.
Because they
They're
are
wilding out.
experiencing, they wilding out. They experiencing the same stuff we experience. You know, a lot of this stuff we experience,
Time just repeats itself.
and time repeats
does.
but
itself.
the type of drug
But
being
worse.
used now
It's
is just
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse.
It's different, and it's something that I know for a fact that I would never. Man, I ain't never like no handlebars or none of that.
None of
mess,
that.
man. You know, if it wasn't weed, I could roll up. I wasn't fooling with it. You know.
Yeah.
So it's just the choice of drugs they doing now.
If you look at the timeline, not with just drugs, right? So
Yeah.
let's start. We're going to start with drugs. So the drugs we did when we was little was just beer and weed, right? And now it graduated to in the 90s syrup, beer,
Right.
weed, right? Then slowly you get
Pills.
X pills,
X-pills,
then
yeah.
Molly.
Molly.
So as we go on further, that portion of it gets worse, right?
Right.
For our own people.
Right.
Okay. Top that off with people, our parents, they own their houses. They paid them off.
Right.
Now our dumbasses, or not us, but people under us have them after their parents then passed on. But you own drugs. Now you finna lose that property because of your drug habit.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a trickle down effect, not just with drugs, with real estate, with ownership, with everything. As far as you're gonna lose your value in time.
Right.
You don't have a legacy. You're not leaving one.
Right.
You're losing it.
Right.
So that's what's the bigger picture. All this combined, all the things that we're doing and they're not doing, like not getting education, doing drugs, losing house, the legacy that you have is now being, as time goes on, is
Right.
being exonerated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so what that brings me to want to mention is talking about the drugs in the communities, the drugs creating patterns of unprotected sex amongst the youth. Was this drug and alcohol or whatever else they put out here, was these weapons formed against the youth in the black community to keep the youth from exhaling or proceeding or being better at or having a chance at better life. So if these were weapons formed against them, drugs, who planted these drugs and these weapons against these young black adults and teenagers?
Not who planted it, not just who planted it, but look at this. It's ultimately your decision to take those. Did nobody force them down your throat? It's up to you if you want to sell them
Now,
or take them.
you have a point. But that seed was still planted to make you believe you needed to buy this, and people bought it.
Again, they're easy to access. So, in agreement to what Slash is saying, I mean, somebody had to make it easy.
Easy for them,
regardless of what type of drug it is. It's just too easy to get their hands on.
Majority of the drugs, we know where some of it come from.
Yeah. So I get where you're going with it. And so I would say this. When we were coming up, it was obvious in the 80s they allowed, meaning the government,
Right. We know.
they allowed drugs to come through.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And we also know that was targeting a lot of the people in the black community, right?
Exactly.
These drugs was making it there, right? Now, fast forwarding to our children today, those drugs that was allowed to come through back in the day, and we're speaking of cocaine,
Right.
right? It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there, but I don't think it's totally like it was back then, where the
Booming.
government
Not a
allowing
booming.
it to come through. Versus, no, these are just smart cartel drug
Black
cartel.
market drugs.
And these drug cartels are really truly getting it in. Versus, okay.
That
Let me
makes
just
sense,
say-
though.
Let,
what
let
you're
me
saying.
just say it this way,
Yeah.
without dropping names, right?
Right.
It's my understanding that this was during the Reagan era.
Right.
It's my understanding that Noriega and all of that stuff, dealing with the feds and all of that, they allow certain things to go through. And some people will go as far to say that Noriega was on the payroll, the government payroll.
They got several documentaries that'll back up what you're saying.
It's possible.
Okay,
Go out there. And
so I don't think that that's happening today.
Yeah.
I actually think that because there's so many different types of drugs.
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. And more ways to get it here.
Yeah. I think that plays that's what it is. I know what you're saying. That could it be, and we can't rule it out that the government is allowing certain things. But this,
I'm not ruling that out.
we can't rule it out. But I just think that, man, you have more slick ways to get it in.
Right.
And I just think these drug cartels are good at getting it in, man.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They're just really good.
Very
at
creative,
getting
yeah.
it in.
Yeah, they're very creative, extremely.
They dug a hole from San Diego to all the way to Tijuana.
And you got different types of drugs these days.
Yeah, so
like if you think
Right.
about it, it's more easier to, in my opinion, to get pills in than cocaine.
Right. They can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
You understand what I'm saying? And then they're making it look like candy and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Now, I'll tell you this one crazy thing. Not necessarily a drug, but we know where the drugs come from. Mexico, some of them, right?
Right.
What they have right now, you can't vape. K-Money, what you doing?
Yeah.
You can't do that in Mexico. You go to jail for that.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yes.
that.
And that's not even a drug.
Wow.
But this is just how, they treating that.
So it's against the law in Mexico.
It's against the law in Mexico to vape. If you go over there with that, they're gonna take you to jail. You can't have that.
What?
Yeah, it's bad. But again, another weapon form, just a different type. So yeah, I just my mind be on the younger generation because I have granddaughters and basically I just try to think of what life's going to be like within the next 10 or 15 years, which we really can't, but we can kind of put it on a scale of where it's at. We know it may be worse. Mm-hmm. How worse, we don't know, but will it be better? You pray, you hope, and if God says the same, it will be. So that's going to do it for this episode of Black Friday. Hit that like button and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Scott Podcast, on Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. Check us out on Monday for Music Mondays. See y'all then.
This concludes our show for Black Friday, and if you haven't done so already, follow us on Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. Also on Facebook and Instagram at The 52 Scott Podcast. Also, like and subscribe if you haven't done so on YouTube.